Okay, well, I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I've already put a couple of cells of my beetroot in the ground here. I've got my tray of beetroots here. As you can see, they're quite thick in there. There's 4 or 5 per cell in this 40 cell tray. Now, I can't imagine I'm going to put all of these out, but they do need to start going in the ground now. And what I've done is, this is my no dig bed, and I've used this hoe to give me a straight edge between the path on this side and the path on the opposite side. Now, I'm using this funny tool that I showed you once before that I had in the greenhouse. This is sort of a pricking out and lifting out tool, and I'm using the flat sort of spoon end. And what I'm doing, if you can see, is I'm just using it to go in the cell and lift everything out that's in that cell as one little clump ready to go in the ground. And then all I'm doing is I'm using the handle as a rough guide for spacing. I wanted about 6 to 8 inches apart, give these chance to swell, and just making a little hole with the dibber, simple as that. And then putting this little clump of beetroot. There's 3 in this one. They don't look very happy, these. I think they're just a little bit cramped in the tray. Now I move along and do another one here. I'm looking at that now thinking I might take that one back out actually and put a better, more healthy set in there. We'll do the next ones. I'm just going to get in here and lift them out with my little scoop shaped dibber, and there they go. So we've got all these beetroots growing out of that one little cell, and I'm just going to pop those in the hole there, and that's it. I've just planted 5 or 6 beetroots in one go. Now, I'm not very happy with the look of this one. I don't think they're very good. I'm going to take that one away and replace it with one that's got a lot of better growth and a few more beetroots in. It's not the easiest of tasks getting this out, to be honest, but bear with me. I'll just lift that. I don't want to damage anything, so I'm taking my time. This one's grown through the bottom of the tray, so he's not coming out. So we'll try the next ones. Oh, they didn't come out very well, these chaps. I'm just going to pop those in there. There's a stone there. I don't want that in the ground. I've taken quite a few stones off this plot, to be perfectly honest with you. Right, there you go. So you see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cells planted. I'll just try and see if I can move you around a little bit, just to point you across the ground there. So you can see a bit more what I'm up. There you go. Now, I move along, get my dibber, roughly there, make a hole. It's quite nice. And then lift out some of these chaps as one whole cell and drop those in there, and that should be fine. They'll pick up from there. Just put my fingers around them just to make sure they're all in contact with the soil. Easy. Look at that. I'll just carry on. Another hole, roughly the same distance. Another cell. As I said, I think the roots have gone through the bottom of this tray a little bit, but I'm taking them out as best I can. There we go. They're all tied together. And pop them in there. Make sure they've gone in nicely. There we go. That's as simple as that, guys. It's quite therapeutic. It's a bit chilly today, the wind's a bit strong. Temperature's dropped a bit, but it's March. You don't expect anything too summery just yet. I'm actually going to lift this tray out of this bottom tray so I can get my fingers underneath and help by pushing a bit. There we go. This whole plug. Now you see, there's a lesson learnt here, because I think maybe with these plugs, you can see the soil's quite loose on there. So I could probably have done with compressing it a bit more when I first filled the tray. That might have assisted me a bit at this stage, with the plug being a bit more firm. There we go. Just get my spacing about there. Make a hole. Empty the cell. That's come out a lot better, that one. And pop it in. And we're nearly across, so there. Put one in there. That's quite deep. I'll just put a bit of soil back in, that's better. And put my dibber in there. Give it a push from underneath. And lift it out. Come on, chaps. Here we go. Lovely. All in one piece. And in the ground. Yeah. Do you think I might get away with one just on the end there? I don't want to waste space. I want to get as much produce out of this small garden as I possibly can. So an opportunity to get an extra bunch of these in is all good as far as I'm concerned. So you see, these trays are a little bit soft. They're not the best of trays, these. I might do some research and see if I can get something a bit better for the future. I'm just trying to keep the soil around these. It's not easy, as I said. They're pulling apart. I'm going to pop that one in with those. He came away from the cell, but he might be alright. I'll just pop those in there. There we go. So I've now planted one row of beetroot. It was a bit fiddly. The tray with the multi-sown cells is okay, but I got quite a bit of root coming through the bottom, so they're hanging into the cells quite well. It's a bit difficult getting them out with a little bit of the soil falling apart. So maybe, as I said, lesson learned. Maybe if I compress it a bit more when I fill the cells, press it in harder, that might give me a bit of a chance with the planting out. Got a helicopter going over. I think it's the air ambulance, actually, looks like, going into Newcastle Airport. So they sometimes go in there to refuel. Right, guys, well, I'm going to carry on putting these out. So that's something else I've been able to show you today. I need another row. Now, what I'm going to do, before I let you go, the spacing of the row needs to be a little bit more than the spacing between the cells. So I need to come out to about a foot away. I'll just put my hoe across as a rough guide. So about a foot apart, and I'll put another row in here. Well, I'm going to carry on doing that, and I'll come back to you later. Well, there you are. That's 3 rows of beetroot now put in the ground. I think I'll probably cover them with fleece for a few days. They have been hardened off outside in their tray over the last 2 to 3 days. The weather's not forecast to be too cold over the next weekend or so. So I think I'll just put the fleece over just for a little bit of protection, just to give them that chance to establish, and they should be fine. So there we are, 3 rows of beetroot planted out. So all in all, things are starting to look like somebody's growing something in this plot. It's not just bare soil. So that's another job jobbed.